Hello everybody and welcome to CTN Sports Game of the Week. We are on the campus of Ann Arbor Pioneer High School where the Pioneers will be taking on the visiting Skyline Eagles. I'm Nick Wisniewski along with Kevin, the Mayor Bryant. Kevin always has the numbers and some facts, and I know you're not going to let us down right now.
2020. Let's start there. That was the last time that these Pioneers were able to get into the state playoffs, and this team is really trending up, Nick. Last 2 weeks, they beat two conference foes, Monroe, Bedford. It's going to be a tough haul for Coach Smith's Skyline Eagles to slow this team down, but the last time they did was the last time that the Eagles had a victory against these Pioneers.
There you have it. And with that, kickoff is coming up just a moment. And as promised, here we are, everybody, getting ready for kickoff here at Holloway Field. Kevin Bryant, as you can see, records 3-3 for the Pioneers, 1-5 for Skyline. The Pioneers have been trending upwards.
Trending up, and actually Coach Griggs loves to see Skyline. That was the team he got his first win last year against and actually put his team on a roll. Had 6 touchdown passes out of Kalen Wong, the quarterback.
And Wong should be under center this evening for the Pioneers on a homecoming, a chilly, blistery homecoming.
Fall finally made it to football season.
Nobody alerted this guy. I've just got my polo shirt on. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Kickoff taken there by the Pioneers. That's going to be that's going to be Al-Kakani.
And before the game started, the teams came together and had to be separated by the referees. So a little bit spiritness going on between these two teams, close proximity, a little bit of rivalryness going on, Nick.
And that, even if it's just a little bit of just some juice there, just even if it's manufactured almost, that helps get the crowd into it. That's going to get some of these kids jumping up and down a little bit more, and that's what they want. That's what you got to have on homecoming, right?
Definitely. And for the Eagles, we saw them, against Dexter, one of the best teams in the state, but they were a spirited team, and they came out tough.
A lot of motion there by the Pioneers. Wong goes up under center, literally under center, which we don't see very much anymore. Handoff up the gut, nearly to the 35-yard line. Nice opening play for the Pioneers.
Now that's something that we love to see. Old school, a center, a quarterback, and a turnaround lead. Man, that's old school football if I ever said it before in my life and seen it before in my life.
Well, and Coach Griggs is really big on the fundamentals. I mean, every coach should be, but Coach Griggs is definitely in on that. And starting games off that way goes a long way for this squad. 5 wide for the Pioneers. That one's caught by Micah Powell, and he falls forward for a solid 6-yard gain.
Wong has been very generous with the ball, spreading it around, but we definitely know he has big playability with Ocean Brabs and Malik Farha. Powell's only a junior receiver, big kid.
Long now out of the shotgun. Hands it off, run left. That's going to be another first down for the Pioneers. brought down and got some things to say on the sidelines there.
I did mention before the game these two teams had to be separated, and it's still going on. A little bit more chatter out of 23, but that's you get inside the opposing team sideline. That takes a lot of gumption to be pointing first down. He was actually pointing the wrong way too. I think.
That's okay. That's okay. Irrelevant. We knew what he was talking about. Wong from the shotgun. High throw out there to Evan Burkhart. Couldn't quite find his man. Just threw it over Burkhart's head. And that'll slow the Pioneers down into second down.
Yeah, you can see right here, Wong, bad foot movement there. Never really set his back foot. And when he threw that, it was all flat-footed. And never really set his feet to get his legs into that throw to follow through.
And typically not a huge issue for Wong. He's fundamentally very sound. Good head on his shoulders and a solid arm.
And he didn't have to rush that pass at all.
There's another handoff, 23. 23 makes his move, gets up to we'll call that the 44.
Yeah, still trying to get 23. At this time of the season, rosters can be tossed out the window because these things were printed up at the beginning of September. Look at the blocking up front here. It's straight, just man-on-man blocking, Nick, and it was just a hole there for 23 to run through. It wasn't touched until he got to the second level.
And there's a massive offsides there by Skyline.
That's unfortunate on third down, too.
Yeah, that hard kind will get you. That over-aggressiveness will get you on that Skyline defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and that Skyline's rush has not been a factor so far in this game, and getting an extra step, I guess, is one way to help it.
Well, you got to wonder if that Skyline defense is just a little jazzed up after the Pioneer players coming over to the sideline, chatter, and now they're anxious to make that play on third down, and that's what happens when you get a little overzealous.
Easy first down for the Pioneers.
Man in motion near side. Wong looking for him the whole time. Throws it a bit long, but number 3's there for Skyline. And that's Coleman Grangs that's going to come up with the interception.
Wong just threw that ball with a man all up in his grill and never saw who he was throwing the ball to. It looked like Farha was in motion, number 1. But who's a defender that came all up in his face, because that was the blitzing side that was jumped off sides the play before.
And that might have been Demos Velusevic there in on him before Coleman Grangs comes up with that interception. The Pioneers put together a really nice drive there, but nothing to show for it, and now it's Eagle time.
Well, we were talking before that the Pioneers, they definitely do have that. And we can see this again. It was Velocevic, number 8, coming in. Good call. But it did look like the Pioneers, like you said, they came out and they were executing their game plan, starting off with the run with the quarterback under center. But the big playability of the Eagles steps up again.
Yeah, the Eagles, while they are a bit inexperienced, they do have those guys that can make plays. They do have some athletes that can go out there and make those splash plays like we were talking about.
Both coaches, second-year head coaches, but Pioneers, they just seem to have a little bit more ahead of the game because they had more players in the freshman and JV ranks than Skyline had. It looks like the rain is starting to come down. We're starting to see some umbrellas pop up.
Handoff inside for the Eagles there. Falls forward, gets just outside the 10-yard line.
And now we got some extra flags getting tossed in there. 54 got a push from the Pioneers. He pushed down on one of the Eagles players, and it's always the second guy, right?
Yeah, you're not getting away with that with your retaliation. You're going to get called. Like, maybe the first one gets called, but you're always getting that one. Always getting that one.
And officials are discussing to see who actually the penalty is going to go against. But let's look at this at the end. It kind of looked like the play was over because the play is over here in the middle of the screen. And over on the right is where that extra contact, where the two Skyline Eagles were blocking the Pioneer player into the dirt.
Yeah, that was more than blocking for sure, especially right there, that finishing, the finishing touch, if you will. And I believe that's 54. I believe that's Deshaun DeLoach. Just, again, a little too aggressive, a little over-anxious out there.
I'm sure Coach Smith doesn't mind that, though, right now. The penalty, yes. the aggression, though.
Right, you are. 3rd and 14 now for the Eagles upcoming. 8:36 to go here in the first. I believe that's Hannah's outside, trying to get outside, but he was chased the whole way. He tosses that one into a crowd of Eagles on the sideline.
Blackout action for the crowd, trying to match the. Is it Pioneers' colors? Did they change it to black?
Maybe that's their thing now.
Because it used to be purple, white, maybe gray a little bit.
I wonder if maybe they've just foregone the white. There's still the purple accents to the uniforms, but they are all black. Black pants, black jerseys, very dark helmets. 4th and 13 now. That one's punted away, and the Pioneers will rightfully step away and watch that one go. Farha had a man up on his deal, so he's just going to let that one go. Touched up by the Eagles, and the Pioneers will be back on offense.
Landis Lewis on that punt for the Eagles, and before the game, he was really booting them up 45, 50 yards, but that punt was directly into this wind that's coming from the north.
Yeah, into the wind. It was a shorter snap being in the end zone the way that they were. Not ideal situation for the young man, but could have been a lot worse.
Well, they got themselves out of the back of their end zone, the Eagles did, but they really didn't flip the field.
Pioneers back to work on the offense. Wong with a quick one out to Farha. Farha trying to make a move.
You don't even need to see the number when it's Malik Farha, because Malik, he just jets. He's like a road runner. Because watch on this play here. Great foot action. You can see the better foot action by Wong.
Well, and I'm curious about Skyline's defense there. They're clearly not in man because Farha was all by himself. So
yeah.
Where's the zone on that end?
And he's definitely a person you got to have a person, maybe two on.
And there's another handoff left. 23 now finds around the corner before he's chased out by several Eagles. But that young man has motored to quite a few yards here this evening.
Coach Griggs has found something he really likes in this running game, and 23 has been doing a great job. But watch the left side of the offensive line. 66 gets a good job of setting the edge, and you saw the blocker coming in from the outside, that receiver. Not sure if it was Farha or Brabs or if it was 15 there, but they came in and laid a good set the edge for that runner.
And he had some nice speed around that corner, too. He outran Tracy Lincoln on defense. And there's another one, and cuts inside.
Down on about the 4 or 5 yard line there was 23 on the cutback, and good vision down the field, right?
Yeah, that's a great call of him taking a look upfield, seeing what was going on the outside, and knowing that if he turns it back inside, he can get a few more of those yards. And we're going to be getting into the spot now where it's footing is going to be a little problematic for these kids
especially
out
with
there.
This rain out there. They're playing really on rubber because that's what's up under the field. Sometimes when you got dirt, it's more traction.
That was a handoff to Al-Kakani there, and he falls forward, does just about to the 2 yard line.
Sometimes for a defense, when you're back against the goal line, you have a little a buffer zone where you can creep up. And it looks like there was a flag thrown at the end of the play. I wonder if there was a discussion, because you can see the flag on the field there, Nick. I wonder if that was a discussion about too many players on the field or breaking the huddle. Because you can definitely see the Skyline Eagles players are arguing with the official about the call. It's unsportsmanlike conduct call.
And that is on Skyline. They said that was before the play was even snapped.
Yeah, before that play started, there was an Eagle that was sprinting to the sideline, trying to get to the sideline. And I'm not sure if the call was on him or not, but we have seen both teams jawing back and forth, and maybe the officials are trying to take control of the game by tossing a flag.
Yeah, you want to put a stop to that as soon as possible. Like you said, both sides are feeling very spirited about this evening. They're both jacked up. They're all pretty happy. But also with the rain coming down, you don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Well, don't even want to see anybody get hurt, but it's first quarter. Now they just go to Farha and try to have him go in. That's really an old school play that's not going to give you any new school results.
great play by those interior linemen for the Eagles. They got some big kids on that defensive line. They've got some big kids on that offensive line too. So getting it up the gut is not what the Pioneers needed.
Yeah, look at the nose guard there for the Eagles, 74. He's humongous in the middle there. So to run it right up the middle, one of those. Looks like the push play, and it looked like it was going to be one of those passes out of the running back, Al Kakani.
Flag on the play. It's going to call that false start on the Pioneers. That's going to back them up a few.
Huge. That's huge, because again, now that changes your play call, and not only on this down, but maybe the second, the down that could possibly come after this, right?
Yeah, it sure looked like not everybody was in position. There's a little motion going on still before that play started. Now it'll be 3rd and goal from the 7-yard line.
Well, you mentioned the rain, Nick. I wonder how much that's playing into the fact of some of these kids not concentrating as much.
Yeah, we've had almost picture-perfect football weather for the first month of the season. There's Wong there, steps inside, goes around the corner, and he's going to find pay dirt in the end zone. Kalen Wong, first blood Pioneers.
Yeah, I thought you almost jinxed them when you said something about the weather, but yeah, that's right. Kalen Wong, 6 touchdowns through the air last year against the Eagles. This time he uses his feet, and there was just nobody for the Eagles on the top side of the defense after the receiver vacates because the team was playing man.
And nobody man on Wong, and he recognized that. He was looking left initially. He just made those first couple of steps, and he was good to go. Extra point forthcoming here from Yuman Jang.
Wow, there should be a flag running into the kicker, right? And I love the reaction out of 21. Let's see this one again. You see Coach Griggs pleased with that drive.
Oh, jeez. I love the hands out.
Yeah, again.
That was surely not me that just hip checked that guy, smashed him to the ground.
You could see 24 following him. He was trying to explain to him that's not what we should do.
All right, so after that, extra point is good. They're going to decline that one. Just take the point. Why tempt fate? That one was up and good. This weather is not amazing currently, so they'll take the point and had to kick this one off. 5:52 to go here in this first quarter. And not quite as lovely as an evening as it was when we did the stand-up.
It's football
down
weather
there.
now, man. This
You're
is
right.
You got the elements out here. And, declining that penalty is an interesting call by Coach Griggs. I wonder if he put his team on alert for an onside kick here.
Well, do you think by declining that, maybe, or if they would have taken that, do they maybe go for 2 in that position then?
Well, they could have. They could have gone back and taken the points off the board. But sometimes that penalty can be assessed on the next play.
A squib situation there right up the middle, and just a whole lot of Pioneers coming up the gut. We've got some laundry on the field before he even goes down, but he's playing it slick. He's a tough one to pull down there, Coleman Grengs, who we saw with that interception earlier. Now those jerseys are a little bit wet. You get maybe one hand on a jersey. It's not going to be enough. You're going to have to really wrap kids up to bring them down here tonight.
Number 20, where you can see the rain coming down right now. 21 was involved in that play again. He was the guy that had the penalty of running into the kicker, and he was trying to peel people off of his own teammate and got pushed back by one of the refs.
And if our recently updated rosters are to be believed, that is Tracy Lincoln, who we've seen play some running back and make some really nice plays defensively as well. So not crazy to think that he's everywhere, and he's playing that veteran leadership role out there as well.
Yeah, kudos to Coach Smith for updating us on all these changing of the roster numbers before the game.
Super kind of that guy. Like, he doesn't have to do that, right? We're just standing over there, just kind of going around.
I got another one for you guys.
Yep.
That's a guy that really cares about his players, and he wants to make sure they get their pub when they do something well.
Right, you are. And that's just one more little thing that coaches have got to do.
Oh man, We were speaking with Coach Smith before the game, and he says if people knew what goes in for him and Coach Griggs of preparing just to get out here, sometimes you have to dress some freshmen, JV players just to fill out the bus.
Eagles now first play from scrimmage on this offensive set. Handoff going left, brought down forward. Little run there by Aiden Schelk. We've seen him before, and he's got some nice wheels to him. He's a hard runner.
Yeah, it's glad to see him back in because we saw a game, I think, against the Dreadnoughts where he was out, injured on the sideline. Pioneers on that time, you could see both linebackers were shooting the gaps. I wonder if the Eagle coaching staff were seeing that because the line picked it up well. Might want to do a little play action and look deep.
2nd and 6 now, scrimmaging from the 19-yard line. It's brought down immediately as soon as he turns that one around.
And with last week, we saw a lot of bad snap action between the Eagles. It looks like they have a new center in there, number 60. And that has to be a quarterback issue because when the center gets the ball up, quarterback pulled out and that ball goes down, that's on the QB.
Well, and last week, a lot of the center issues were those long snaps. We rarely saw them under center, and now we've got Hannah's under center, so maybe it's just a little bit of a different look and feel for him. He's getting used to this whole thing, too.
A whole new for both the quarterback and the center and the team. It throws the timing off, too. Maybe this weather is causing this to get under center as well, too.
It ain't helping. 3rd and 8, and that pass goes a little high going into the Eagles bench area, and that'll bring up 4th down for Skyline.
A good rush there by 66, putting some pressure on. And really, the quarterback is not doing himself a favor by getting out of the pocket and running towards the side where that open defender was at.
Right, he's running towards that short side. He only has so much space over there.
And only one receiver to look at.
Another punt coming up here for the Eagles. A little bit more time this time around. Big bounce, and he opts to grab that one. Farha thought he was going to turn around, but doesn't make anything out of that one. He's pushed back to his 50-yard line.
A little bit of ping-pong ball by his own man there. Farha was trying to make a move, and I think he surprised everybody by actually even just grabbing the punt. I mean, this is the weather that you're calling fire, poison, and Farha comes right up and snatches the ball out of the air because he has the hands to do it. And well, he's an athlete, too.
Exactly. He's an athlete. He's a gamer. He wants to make something out of this, but you're right. Those things can go horribly wrong.
Yeah.
In weather like this.
Only one good thing could happen, and we didn't see it happen on that play because he lost yardage after he got in possession of that rock. So was there a call, a flag? Because it looks like the officials are having some discussions with everybody. And I can't even see the white cap. The white caps are in the back. 2 officials are discussing something, and they're pointing upfield like there was some type of penalty. Well, he did call something on the Pioneers.
Right. You would think any sort of penalty would be a hold or some sort of clipping. And there we actually saw that they made the call.
Yeah, for us, it's getting a little difficult because I can't see through the windows. So.
And now the Pioneers are getting pushed back.
See, that's why I thought
the
penalty was pointed against the Pioneers, but it didn't catch what it was called, what the call was.
Well, it could be multiple penalties on the Pioneers right now because Farha went down at the 50, and they are currently setting up to scrimmage at the 20. I might have to break out the rule book, but I do not recall a lot of 30-yard penalties.
I'm only thinking it's got to be a personal foul to go back 15 yards. And it had to be
2 of them.
2 of them. To go back 30 yards, right?
And that's just, I mean, that's a great opportunity. That's a great break for Skyline And the Pioneers got to be kicking themselves at this because they were about to have great position again. And now, starting from the 20-yard line, they've got a long way to go. Wong with his man to his left. Man in motion. He hands it 23 again, and there's just tons of room. He cuts back upfield, gets nearly to the 30-yard line.
I think the linesman got in the way, and it caused him to cut back into one of the Skyline Eagles. And you can see the blocking by because there's not a really lot of defensive linemen lined up for the Eagles. They only got 2 guys with a hand in the dirt up front. A lot of linebackers.
You can see it there. You've got tons of linebackers, and some of them are faking like they're going in, some of them are faking like they're going out. But a little razzmatazz there for Al Kakani, and he breaks out almost to the 40. He still hasn't gone down before he gets knocked from behind.
Boy, that was a big hit there by number 2, Grins. He came in and laid some business. Let's see at the end of this play if you can see an elbow come in from Grins when the last tackle right after that play, because you can see Al Kakani keeping his feet in bounds there. We just lost it after that replay, but we'll see it next time. I love trick plays in inclement weather. Offense knows where they're going and the defense is guessing.
Wong play action rolls out to his right. Looking, that's a short pass, but just outside the reach of his man coming outside, and that could have been a big play for the Pioneers. Does he complete that? Yeah,
I think that was Burkhart, and he was just Wong was trying to direct him as he was rolling that way. And if Wong just takes a little bit off of that pass, maybe it's successful. Now the winds are kicking up out here too, Nick, because I can see umbrellas over here over on the Skyline side that are losing it.
Yeah, you can see the shake in the cameras there. I thought someone was banging on the side of this press box for a minute, but no, you're right. That is just the wind coming in. Wong way overshoots his man. Farha, I think him and Farha were not on the same page coming into that play.
And this is that play we were talking about at the end. If we can see it at the end here where 21 comes in and drops an elbow, 1 and then 2. Those were 2 like WWE blows. Man, we're definitely dealing with weather tonight. Kudos to this cameraman upstairs.
Wong now trying to look deep, but he's brought down hard. That's Deshaun DeLoach with the sack there for the Eagles, and Wong he had his sights set long, but just couldn't see DeLoach coming in after him.
And you can't see it from that replay, but DeLoach, he just beat up his man, and he beat up his man all the way to Wong, and Wong was the one that had to pay the price on that one.
4th and extra long for the Pioneers now. He'll be punting into that wind again. Not an ideal situation. And the Eagles will have 2 men receiving at about the 40-yard line.
Well, they're definitely don't want to get anywhere near having a running into the kicker. Brad's a little low kick.
Nice bounce for the Pioneers there. But yeah, both of those Eagles just watched that one go. They didn't want to get anywhere near that one. You don't want that one to scooch up and knock off your hands or off your shin or off your cleat. And then suddenly it's all good to go for Pioneer.
Malik Farha, he grabs it. He doesn't matter who's around.
A special kind of aggressive from that young man. You're correct.
Well, love to see the Pioneers' whole homecoming crowd is enjoying this, even with all of the weather out here. Packed stands.
Kids don't care. They don't care.
Kids don't care. You probably got some people that graduated, came back in town, and not a lot of umbrellas over there.
No, almost
it's dancing
none.
in the rain over there.
Their parents, they let them go out without the umbrellas. Come on.
It looks like there's going to be a timeout.
Not a ton of umbrellas on the Pioneer sideline either.
No, they're kind of tough over there. Or, they might have had somebody like a jinx call them and tell them what the weather was going to be like.
I maintain it was beautiful in Dearborn today before I got in my car. I swear to you, it was sunny and 71 degrees.
Yeah. Well, for Coach Smith down there in that huddle, he has to be very pleased, Nick, I think, after the field possession that his team has been giving up, to really fight back and hold their own on that last possession, that defensive possession.
Yeah, I think that they've done a nice job of stopping that Pioneer run attack right now. So building off of that will be the next thing.
And they're also, the Eagles are playing with some good energy. You know, they have gotten a couple penalties, but it's going to be penalties both ways in a rivalry game.
2:21 to go here in the first quarter. Eagles getting ready to scrimmage on the 30-yard line. Hannah's play action off the first man, but ends up handing off to the second man.
By who?
And that is Malik Farha with the big tackle
there goes that man again. I mean, Farha just shot right through the gap, and he wasn't going to be satisfied unless the runner came down with him. You see Farha right there in the back of your picture, and watch him shoot, how fast he reads the play. And the play could have went inside. He read it that it was going to be bouncing into the out.
Well, the fullback came up there and made a nice block, but he just didn't see Farha at all, and Schelk had no chance.
And Farha is playing safety, so for him to come up and be basically a linebacker, an extra linebacker, that's great for Coach Griggs.
Hannes holds on to it, but he's running into a lot of Pioneers. He wisely turns around and chucks that one away before he's could have made a big mistake there. That could have went a
that
wrong
play
way
just
real
was
fast.
ugly from the get-go. And Hannes again finds himself running for his life, and again it's McCoy that's giving chase on him. 66.
Third and long coming up now for the Eagles. And you're right, though. Hannah's, there was not much he could do about that. He did a nice job of taking that snap, though, and running with it from the side.
Yeah.
But as soon as his eyes looked up, there were three Pioneers just closing in on him.
And right now the Pioneers' defense is really identifying where the Eagles are trying to go, and they're getting there first.
Pie High faithful pumped right now. Nonplussed by the rain. They're yelling. They're making themselves heard.
And it looks like it caused a delay of game penalty on the Eagles.
And they're proud of themselves. They're proud of themselves for that.
Hey, I mean, you come to the game, you want to be a part of the game, right?
That's right. They always talk about wanting to be the 12th man, 12th person out there. Mission accomplished for this Pie High group, for that purple gang. That'll bring up 3rd and 17 now for the Eagles. You got to dial up that 18-yard play here in the rain.
Yeah, you got a bunch of those, right?
Oh, all the time? In the rain? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, add the rain in the mix. Nice.
4 wide for the Eagles. Still one man back.
That's a
Sends
live
it out
ball.
seemingly to Schelk. Schelk makes a couple of men miss, but still just barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. And the faithful are loving it.
Oh, they should love it. That was a big hit, and that was a scary play right from the beginning to throw the ball backwards in this kind of conditions, because if that ball slips, it's live.
And with 4 wide like that, it just doesn't seem like you would have too many blockers out for him. I wonder if maybe there would have been the option for him to try to throw it deep, because he had those guys streaking downfield.
It was a lateral pass, so he did have the option of doing that.
Fair catch there by Farhad. Nice job of sticking with that one, getting under it, and making the catch.
That's surprising. I bet that's the first fair catch Farhad's ever made. I mean, he had a guy 2 inches away from him. He was still thinking, maybe.
I got some room. I can see green, coach.
I'm surprised they don't even have a towel out on the field to keep these balls dry.
I'm going to go ahead and say
that is
not a ton of point to it, because it is really coming down out
That looked
there.
like a handkerchief, not a towel. You can see it hanging down there, but it did not do the job, it looks like.
Timeout Pioneers here. 43 seconds to go, and curious what Coach Griggs is going to tell his guys in this situation coming up with on this drive.
Yeah, that's an interesting timeout on a first down after the flipping of possessions, and you're coming in. Two things come to my mind, Nick. One, either somebody up in the press box saw a play that could happen, or two, not enough players on the field for the play that was called. So coaches call a timeout before anything bad could happen.
Yeah, I think you might be onto something there. Right, this is still a razor-thin lead right now for the Pioneers, up only 7-0, and the Eagles have had their opportunities offensively as well. So they want to make sure that they take care of every single opportunity, every single down that's given to them right now.
And the Eagles love playing in this kind of weather. Kind of evens out the disparity between the two teams.
Wong from the shotgun. He's got a man in motion, man to his left, man to his right. Hands that off to 23 again. Bounces off one player, cuts it back to the right, makes a man miss. Slides off a couple of more before he's brought down to the 48-yard line.
Boy, really great effort by the running back there, because there was not a hole to be seen. And just a never give up effort by 23. You can see he tried both from the left, the right, and finally he just cuts it all the way back.
Only 4 seconds to go, and this one's probably going to count down and finish up before they can snap the ball, and that will do it for the first quarter of a play. Back and forth action on a windy, blustery, rainy evening.
Look at that
Stick
shot.
around, and we will be right back with second quarter action from CTN's Game of the Week.
Veterans Memorial Park includes the Veterans Memorial Sports Complex, featuring an outdoor pool and indoor ice arena, lit baseball and softball diamonds, tennis courts, a 30,000 square foot skate park, meeting room, and a park shelter available to rent. The area was originally known as the Washtenaw County Farm Grounds. The park was given the name Veterans Memorial Park in 1955 in honor of veterans of the U.S. military, and is commemorated by a memorial located at the southwest corner of the park. Volunteers play a large role in helping with maintenance and beautification at the park by removing litter, planting flowers, weeding, mulching, maintaining gardens, and helping to facilitate fun events at the ice rink. The Veterans Memorial Sports Complex includes a regulation-sized rink of 85 feet by 200 feet with spectator seating for 800. The facility's meeting room is available to the public to rent for birthday parties, holiday get-togethers, business meetings, and more. Outside, there are maintained paths, a seasonal sledding hill, and a ballot box located at the pool and ice arena parking lot. For more information, visit a2gov.org/parks.
And welcome back, everybody, to the start of the second quarter here at Holloway Field. It is wet down there. The Pioneers getting ready to start this possession. They'll be moving left to right now. That's another handoff to 23. And man, he's had some big chunk runs, Kevin.
Yeah, and we came into this thinking that it would be the Kalen Long show. He did get that first touchdown run, but nothing through the air so far. It's been a lot of 23 on the ground.
Big first down, and now the Pioneers back to work again. Wong out of the shotgun. 23 to his immediate left. He's got trips left as well. And that one's put on the turf.
It's still on the turf. Oh, here comes the fun now. Who's going to be the strongest one up underneath all of that mayhem?
Well, if you believe the Skyline Eagle sideline, they've got it, and they're really close.
Oh,
so
they got about 20 guys down here pointing left. But it looks like Pioneer did recover the ball. And that looks like it was a quarterback-running back exchange problem, because right when he got it, the ball pops loose, and then 23 was looking for it on the ground. Fortunate to get on the ground and scoop that one up.
Only a loss of 3 there for the Pioneers. 2nd and 13, forthcoming now. Wong right back to 23. The pitch there. He spins away and gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
Interesting defense. If we can look at the defense of the Eagles, they had one guy with his hand in the ground, and then you have a bunch of linebackers just all standing up, and it's not like a mush huddle. That was their defensive stance, and Pioneers are just mauling them. And again, you can see how the Eagles are set up.
And the Pioneers going no huddle once again. Third down, shotgun there. Wong, play action, but he's pressured by two Eagles, keeping his head up, looking deep, but nothing happening. And he's brought down big time from behind. And that's going to be a horse collar.
A horse collar, right? I mean, 30's excited about that tackle, but you definitely can't do that if you're 30 for the Eagles. And that was Hines, Davion Hines, on the tackle. And it looks like it was almost going to be a personal foul against 23 for the Pioneers.
And that's a big break here for the Pioneers because Wong's looking. He had nowhere to go.
Still kept his head downfield.
Yeah, you were right. To Davion Hines there. Just it's not how you can make a tackle.
Well, I mean, he put his hands up, and it's kind of hard once you get a grasp of that jersey to let go. But definitely you don't want to do that. But it's kind of weird. Look at this. They're waving that flag off. They waved that flag off. I can't believe it. Good job by Coach Smith on the sidelines because he lobbied, and that's not going to be a penalty. Maybe the refs need to take a look at our replay.
Maybe right. Maybe they need to see something. Hard to say how that one came about. And Wong's probably not happy about that, right? He got pulled down. He knew it from the start. And that was his.
How is this not a horse collar? That's textbook horse collar. It's textbook horse collar. You're supposed to, protect the player. And you had two flags on that, not one. So both officials had to say, nah, I didn't see what I saw.
Yeah, multiple officials threw it in there. And, yes, his hand is definitely in under that jersey. And now 4th and 10 for the Pioneers, but they're going for it. Maybe they're going to try to draw Skyline off sides here. Wong steps up, finds his man in the middle, and that's caught. Now the race is to bring him down before he is tackled at about the 10. Micah Powell right up the middle. Nice pitch and catch there from Wong to Powell.
We've been talking about Wong's arm all night long, and it finally pops up here on a big 4th down. Look at where the ball placement is at, only where his man can grab it.
Perfect. Powell's a tall kid. Made him extend just a little bit, led him just enough, and a big 4th and 10 conversion there for Pioneer.
That's unfortunate for the Eagles. They were looking happy after that flag was picked up on the last play, and Wong just steps on their hearts.
Man in motion again, little misdirection there. 23 comes up with it, and he's going to bludgeon his way into the end zone. Pioneer touchdown.
And if you want to quiet your opponent who's been talking a lot of smack in your face, that's what you do. You go down on a 4th down, big play, and then you stomp on their hearts by just going right up the gut, right?
Yep, you come back after that dagger 4th down play and just smash it right into them.
And look, this is all offensive line right here. All offensive line play because the running back gets touched in the end zone.
He gets going fast, too. He's got a really quick second step once he gets going. Extra point attempt is good, and that puts the Pioneers up 14-0.
And it looks like we still got a little bit of droplets coming down. We still see umbrellas all over the place, but the wind has calmed down a tad bit. Hey, the Kona Ice truck is still going on strong over there. I mean, nothing slows down Kona Ice.
Nobody's buying that tonight, right? Like if they've sold, if they've sold 3 cones tonight.
Yeah, where's the line? There's no line.
Just no way. These kids are out there with no umbrellas, like tank tops on, and even they're like, no, too cold. Too cold for this.
I've never seen a kid say no to Kona Ice. Come on. big possession coming up here for the Eagles because they've been playing tough. They haven't been able to move the ball, though. The Pioneer defense has just slowed them down each time they've had possession.
So that's begs the question, what do you try to do here? Maybe try to get a little screen pass to one of your guys, or are you looking for Velicevic up the middle?
Unconventional is the play call.
Well,
just
the
like
Pioneers are down for that.
Just like this kickoff. And that's the squibber. You got to get on it. Good thought process there by Coach Griggs' staff. I mean, keep them guessing.
Yeah, can't hurt.
As first down call, Nick, is where you really want to look at, because the Eagles have been going backwards on first down, which has really put them behind the chains and has really just stymied their playbook.
Yeah, it's so much easier to play. This goes without saying, obviously. So much easier to play when you're second and short, second and 5 and 6 versus second and 12, 13, 14, which, like you said, the Eagles have just consistently been so far this game.
And the difference is you could see the Pioneers really pack that line of scrimmage with their defense, unlike the Eagles.
Well, they're expecting that run.
And they get it.
They're expecting that handoff to Aiden Schelk, which we've seen play in and play out.
Looks like that was 32 on the tackle. Guess what? He's not on the roster.
Weird. Really solid tackle there by the Pioneers. Bring Schelk down.
Yeah, I wonder if that was McCoy up underneath there, because it did look like it was a defensive end. At 66, has been playing a strong side defensive end for the Pioneers.
Brought him down right at the line of scrimmage. No loss. 2nd and 10 now. Hand is from the shotgun. Looking deep, but no time. But he does find his man, who turns it upfield and is just shy of that first down. Is that Tadavian Hines?
Yeah, that was Hines on that catch, and it looks like he's, I don't know, it looks like that's a first down to me, and they are going to call it first down. That's exactly what these Eagles need to have, some positive plays that they can build off of. Quarterback did a good job of patiently finding someone open, and Hines did a good job of fighting for that extra yardage as well.
Yeah, all the players on the Eagles there in the face of adversity came up with that first down. Hand is back to throw again, but man, is he pressured. He turns it right upfield. He slides.
That was kind of a high tackle there, too, by 12.
You say that was a high tackle? Sure.
Yeah, by Christian Gray. Gary. Looks like Gary came up a little bit high. It wasn't horse collar-ish, but it was just a high tackle.
No, it wasn't face masky to be sure, but it looked like he had wrist and forearms around his helmet.
And it looked like Hannes was going down too, so it looked like he just rolled him down to the ground on that play. And you can see here from the backside, you can see, Hannes was sliding down. A little bit of flags.
Schelk got that one. Just a couple of raindrops and flags falling down right now. Schelk, for now, appears to have gotten the first down.
Yeah, I doubt they picked these up. That was right in the middle of holding.
Yeah, the Eagles know it. They're already pacing back to the 40.
Yeah, moving that huddle deeper.
And, you can see the condensation on the lens there.
A little bit of rain, right?
Some moisture out there.
Looks like number 2 was on the hold there. Was that Valencia? And both of these officials, they keep going back and forth. It's kind of hard to keep up with them.
Yeah, there's a lot of committee calling and committee calling off as of right now. They may have been deciding on the spot right there, I think, as well. They weren't entirely sure where they wanted to put that one down. Nonetheless, here we go. The Eagles. Hannah's back there from the shotgun. He's got one man behind him. 2 wide. blitz coming by the Pioneers, and Hannes is looking for his man, let him out perfectly before being brought down to the 50-yard line. He was motioning for a first down, but I don't think
Shelik
he knows where the sticks are.
That's not a first down, right?
No, not even close.
Okay.
If you're scoring at home, he was a solid 5 yards shy. Maybe he doesn't know what that means.
I think he got beyond the first marker and he thought it was a first down, but watch this play by Hannes. Patiently again, directing his player and then dropping a nice pass to him.
Yeah, really nice job of bringing that Pioneer player in towards him so that he could keep that momentum going and toss that one into Schelk.
Again, the Pioneers really pack a lot of players close to the offensive line.
Well, they're just begging for that run play.
And they're begging for a play action as well, too, because on a 3rd and 9 or 3rd and 7, it doesn't look like it's going to be a run play. Last couple plays have been successful, actually have been pass plays for the Eagles.
More successes you'll see in front of you. Dexter's successes, sadly, for these Ann Arbor schools. They put up some points recently, but still a lot of game of the week to go. We got 4 more to go, 3 more after tonight anyways. A little more football, some field hockey action for you, and we're going to be busy on Friday nights, Kevin.
Well, the next 2 weeks will decide the city championship. Huron's already got a victory over Skyline, so the winner tonight could set up the city championship game for next week.
Drama.
At Ted Heisel Bowl.
We'll have to talk a little bit more about that come next week.
Have to look for the trophy again.
I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
So after a timeout, looks like you're going to get a false start on the Eagles. Boy, Coach Smith is halfway out on the field showing his displeasure to his team about that call.
No, none too pleased coming out of the timeout and having that little miscue when it's already 3rd and long. It's 3rd and 7, and now it's 3rd and 12, which the Eagles sadly have become much too accustomed to so far in this game.
It's their own mistakes, too, that are putting them behind the chains like this. It's either penalties that are post-play penalties or pre-play penalties like that.
Hand is now 3 wide to his right, 1 to his left. Opts to pitch it to Schelk. And the Pioneers were ready for that one. That zone defense, like you said, the Pioneers, they're just filling that box up. And there's nothing that the Eagles can do when they've got that many guys coming in on them.
Yeah, well, you were right, Nick. They were reading, run, and here comes the Pioneers. You can see the linebackers. They were creeping up, and nobody's playing pass. Everybody's coming up, and you can feel for number 4, Green, for the Eagles, trying to put a block on to help out his running back, but it's just too much.
Yeah, you're not going to block 4 dudes.
Just another drive for the Eagles. It started off with so much promise, ends with another punt.
4th and 17 upcoming now.
That was a funky snap.
It was received nicely, though, and a major bounce for the Eagles.
Oh, Farha touched it.
No, he did not. Was that off of Farha?
Farha touched that ball. We've been talking about that.
Oh,
and it'll come back. That won't be a touchdown. You can't advance a muff punt. But at the same time, that we've been talking about Farha getting involved on those balls that are bouncing around in this kind of weather, Nick. You can't do that.
Yeah, and I think the conference is getting together exactly what you said. Did Farha touch it? Seemingly like he did. Green came up with it, but you can't advance and get into the end zone. And Coach Griggs, he's not sure what's going on. Did he touch
put
it?
me in, Coach. Well, he's on the other side of the sideline, and let's see which they're going to call. They're explaining it to the players before they give it to the coaches or even us. What's going on down there on the field? It's chaos. It looks like it's going to be
chaos.
I don't even understand the convo with the other linesmen. I remember back in the day they used to mic these guys up and have to call Eve Claire up. Is he mic'd up, or is he
sure
just got a bad
like
throat?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't want any more rain getting in there, but I think he's mic'd up.
Well, it kind of does look like the ball is going to go to the Eagles, the way that the chain gain is moving down and setting up, and the way that the defense is out there for the Pioneers. And we can take a look at this because we got a timeout for the Eagles. This is going to it's going to be a quick one. It looks like he put his hand up right there. Left hand.
Did it touch him, though, or did
Left
it go
hand.
over it?
It looked, I mean, especially by the reaction of the official. The official, it looks like he should have been throwing the blue bag out, but he throws a flag out instead right after this.
Yeah, whatever you got handy. Whatever you got handy. Here you see Farha going after it. And
watch his
you're
thumb.
Right.
His hand and his thumb just kind of go backwards. And when they go backwards like that, it looks like you flicked it
Something
right. And then watch his reaction. His reaction says, I touched the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't do I didn't touch it. I didn't touch it. He didn't put his hands in the air. He turned around and reacted.
He turned around and went after him because he knew that was going to be a Skyline ball.
Great job on the replay, guys, just to see that. Coach Griggs doesn't believe it, but once he sees rebroadcast, he will.
Yeah, he'll catch it on YouTube and say, okay, maybe that's what happened there.
Specifically because of our replay guy.
Yeah.
Or you can check out some of our social medias. Do we still call that? Or is that going to change to X?
It's fine. Nobody calls it X.
Hey,
Let's
well,
be
this
honest.
is what they always
It's been that for months.
They say
I don't
Twitter,
think anybody's
formerly,
gonna,
or X, formerly called Twitter, or something like that.
Nobody's calling it that. It's Twitter. It's just like the Ali thing. Like they named it Twitter. I'm going to call it Twitter. His mother called it Twitter.
I love it.
Twitter.
Well, this is huge now for the Eagles. They have to convert on this possession.
Toss back to Schelt, and Schelt just nowhere to go. As soon as he gets that ball, his eyes go up, and he's got two Pioneers just closing in on him. I know that it's a trick. I know there's a lot going on out there. I'd like to see him throw that ball.
Me too, because I thought he was going to throw the ball because he slowed down. He'll take a couple steps right after he catches it, and he slows down like maybe like he was trying to set, maybe like you're saying, though, get out of the way of the defender because he didn't have a lot of help with the blocking on the play.
Yeah, those first couple of steps, you're right. You saw that exactly as it is. It seemed like he had a couple of short steps to maybe turn around.
Take a look downfield.
Yep.
And now it looks like the teams are talking because that was personal fouls on both Pioneer and Skyline. I didn't see too much going on at the end of the play, so some special words had to have been exchanged down there, I'm assuming.
The very best of words down there.
And you're right, in the shadow of the student section of the Pioneers, but they weren't even chanting or anything. No one's really reacting over there on the sideline other than Coach Griggs.
You see that rain still coming down.
They're just getting wet over there, right?
Still, I mean, they've been wet, right? Like that's just wet on top of wet.
I wish I could remember back then. When I was in high school.
Just didn't care.
I definitely wouldn't have been standing in the rain, though. I would have been out there on the field with a helmet on, yeah.
That's right. And 6 minutes to go here in this first half. The Eagles getting ready to go back at it. Hannah's high, hard snap over Hannah's, and Hannah's going to just have to eat that one about the 48-yard line.
We've gone almost the full first half without a bad snap from the Eagles. I mean, the only time they did have a mishandle was when the quarterback dropped it, but this one sailed, and this was more like a punt.
Yeah, because it's not just high. It's high and hard.
Yeah, that came back hot. Mason Stagner is the center now for the Eagles.
Third and 24 upcoming for the Eagles.
And, we still haven't seen as much rain as we've seen. A lot of fumbles and balls flying all over the place. Good ball security by both teams, really.
Now we've got play whistled. I don't think it's dead, per se. Referee just wants to...
No, it looks like he marched him back 5 yards.
I never actually saw... I mean, nobody threw a flag, though.
I think the flag was thrown by the back judge, and that's the judge who will count out the remaining time on the play clock. You got 30 seconds to get that play off, and the quarterback has to see that, or at least somebody on the sidelines has to identify and inform the quarterback that, hey, on the hustle, right? Another 3rd and forever for the Eagles.
3rd and 39.
Ooh, gee,
they need to get to their 30-yard line. They're scrimmaging from their own 40, and they still elect to hand it off to Schelk. Schelk busts all the way across the field.
Still
switching
going.
Field left to right, and he got back to the 40.
You know you're going for it, right? I mean,
got it.
You got to go for it, right? I mean, come on. You already fooled everybody with the run play on 3rd and 39.
But are you going to do that again? Like, at this point, it's 4th down, still longish. You break out a throw.
Well, what I always say, Nick, is you got to throw this ball downfield once or twice a quarter. And if you're on the 39-yard line, throw the ball up if you're the Eagles. Man, what a cut back there by Schelk. Missed tackles, though, were the name of the play for Pioneers.
Well, Schelk ran into a whole scrum full of Pioneers, saw him coming like Pigpen, and just bolted right.
And nobody could just, maybe it's the slickness of the jerseys because it's raining out there. Nobody could pull him down. And finally a pass. And there's guys open downfield. But if you don't have any time, I feel bad for Hannes. Man, he's running for his life.
Yeah, he has almost no time from the moment that his hands touch that ball to those Pioneers. And it's not just one guy. Look at a couple of Pioneers coming in. Yeah,
that was a play before. And that was the run that we saw before. Schelk was just cutting through. But
it was still awesome.
Yeah, it was. We had to see it again. Why not? But again, that on the pass plays, Pioneer has no fear. They're sending 8 guys through the line of scrimmage, and you beat us, we beat you.
Yeah, it's easy to be fearless like that when they're not taking any shots downfield. Those safeties don't even have to go back more than 15, 20 yards, and they only need 2 or 3 of them.
And again, this amoeba defense by the Eagles.
Wong hands that one up to 23. We've got a flag in the backfield.
Yeah, I wonder if that was a bad formation because that flag came immediately after the snap.
Whether
that
it was
wasn't a legal
formation
procedure.
Or maybe, man in motion illegally.
Yeah, because it maybe somebody wasn't covered up on the line of scrimmage. Because Farha was in regular motion. He came back. I'm just thinking that the guy on the top of the screen didn't have somebody covering up that tackle after Farha went in motion.
Yeah, there's more of our social medias. Check it out on Facebook. Oh, there's advertised.
These guys are on the fly down there, right?
Just cutting graphics together down in the truck, just like maniacs down there.
Can I get a pizza?
Just killing it down there. Motion graphics just whizzing by your face. You got no idea down there.
And Wong on the keeper.
We got no up there. Wong sees the entire field, breaks the play, grabs the first down and then some.
Yeah, that's a good 40-yard jaunt there by Wong. And again, good recognition by the quarterback to see that opening and immediately attack it.
Yeah, Wong was looking right from the start.
And he didn't hesitate after he decided this was a run.
No, you're right. Once he took those first 2 steps,
he's gone.
Here we go. Yep, never even thought twice about throwing it. It's unlike right now, that's a throw up the middle, but this right into the Skyline Eagle player. Intercepted there by the Eagles.
Got to see the number. Yeah, it looks like that was 12 again. And again, that was, I love that number that we didn't get from Coach actually told me that 12 wasn't going to play, actually. So I'm going to blame this one on Coach Smith. But awesome interception here. Wong puts the ball up to Farha, and it just hung up there in the weather.
Yeah, I wonder if that got knocked down by the wind a little bit, but still an incredible effort there by 12 to go up there and come down with that ball.
And hold on to it, too. And these interceptions are really saving Skyline and keeping them in the game, because without these turnovers, Pioneer could definitely be knocking on the door of good night time.
Well, and now the Eagles' defense has got to look to their offense and say, hey, we're keeping us in this. We're keeping us in this. You guys have got to go out there and do something now. Schelt brought down well, maybe not. Still going strong. Might have actually
keep those
picked up
legs
a couple.
moving, right? Churn, churn, churn. And then when you get some of your big boys in there start pushing you, that's the way that a scrum looks like, right?
That's great form by that defensive back.
You can see how Griggs is watching, and I think that was Wong on that run there. Not sure what that play was, but that was a replay.
Looked good. Looked good. Good angle down there from the camera operator. Loved it. Loved it. Second and 4 now. 6 yards, Schelt pull off on that one.
Put 2 hands on the ball, young man. He's carrying it out there like a loaf of bread.
Schelt a few more yards.
Well, and, right now it's first down time. So I'm hoping that we see the quarterback up under center. And you can actually do a quarterback sneak here, because it's less than a yard.
Oh,
and you got some big hog mollies up front, too.
The old naked bootleg, right? Maybe get Hannah's out open and he can make a big.
There's nobody over the center, though, right now.
Hannah's there, gives to Schelt seemingly, and Schelt, I'm not sure if he got that.
I don't think he got the line of scrimmage. But at the beginning of that play, there was nobody over the center. And if I'm the quarterback, you can just tap the center and say, hey, hike the ball. Me and you are going forward. That was an old school play we used to do back at the River Rats, and it worked a lot.
Tried and true. You're right. It's old school, but they run it because it works.
Yeah, especially because everybody else is waiting for the quarterback to bark out the signals. And when the quarterback gets up to the line of scrimmage, surveys that defense and just gives an old pat on the old hiney of the center and say, hey, just snap it when you're ready. And when he snaps it, both you and him are just falling forward for 1 yard.
Yeah, they're talking to Hannah's right now. And
That's
wondering if
talking.
It's raining out there. You got to speak up. Might not be able to hear you, so you throw your arms around a little bit.
It might be. Man, that's still a clean shot.
And
then we go to that camera. I'm sorry.
No, you're right. That angle from down there was ideal. It almost looked like it stopped raining. And then the wide shot says otherwise.
And then the guy's up on top of the press box. Right, it's like,
oh yeah.
What about us?
Fourth now, 3 yards
Are they lining up? No, they're going to punt
this one away. If they don't get this, that's a critical miscue. Maybe they try for a hard count, try to get a little.
I would love to see a hard
action.
count. Oh, he just put a foot on that one.
And that one's going to end up at the 40-yard line. I was holding my breath there, the way that was just kind of moving around between 4 or 5
Steven Daniels,
guys.
what are you doing?
Yeah, you got to get away.
Steven Daniels, and I'm sure, and you can see Coach Griggs, or one of the coaching staff is holding him by he put his arm around him to lead him to the sideline on that. And that one was one of those ones, like you said, fire. Whatever the hot word is, get out of the way.
There you can see that kick. That drop kick, it seemed like he had to really extend for it. He didn't drop it down so much as drop it forward.
Yeah.
He had to really extend it, and he kicked that momentum forward.
Man, this is going to go back to that third down call where the Eagles got, stopped for the first down, because look at
Farha there with a big sweep, and he refuses to go down, stretches in, and nearly gets to the end zone. Farha, a big run on first down with that sweep play, and that's what the Pioneers love to do, is get it to their athletic kids.
And this guy is just lightning in a bottle. Once he touches it, Malik Farha, he just makes people miss, right? Only a junior, but watch his feet. His feet are cat quick. I mean, and when he gets touched, it's hard to bring him down because he's motoring so fast. He smelled that goal line, too. Just
sure
almost
did.
got it.
He sure did.
I'd be surprised if you didn't have Farha with the ball here just to reward him on that huge run there, right?
First and goal on the 3. Yeah, I mean, but are you going to try to put him with a sweep again? You want to actually literally hand off to him? We do a little wildcat down there, maybe?
Well, the playbook's wide open right now, and with the I think that ball did bounce out of bounds because they stopped the clock on that play. But Farha now is in the backfield, so he could take it. A little bit too much shiftiness.
Way too much motion. Everybody was motion on that one, and that you can't do that.
Illegal procedure. I thought it was going to be a shift because, you know, sometimes you can see people shift, but when you're moving in different directions.
Well, it just seemed like you had Wong in the middle there. You had a guy to his left, to a guy to his right, somebody behind him, and everybody surrounding him was doing something different. And yeah, misdirection, motion is great, but you got to be on the same page. And that's a handoff to 23 again.
Oh, big hit coming up by 12.
Got a few more yards.
And that was a good call to get the clock moving if you're the Pioneers, because if you'd like to score, you don't want to leave too much time on the clock for the Skyline offense.
Right, but the clock is not their friend currently. There you see Farha. He did everything he could.
Even threw the ball, too. I mean, luckily for him, his knee was down because that could have been a turnover if the ball goes out of bounds.
He used every centimeter of his frame to try to get that one in. Wong back bats the ball, knocks it down.
Wow, he lost it.
Puts that one on the turf, and that one is finally gobbled up by, I think, one of the offensive linemen.
And it looks like he might even been hurt on the play there. Wong getting up a little gingerly.
I think he wants to just be sure of his footing getting up. But Wong, I'm not entirely sure. It looked like he went to pat the ball, and maybe it just slipped out of his fingers when he did that.
Yeah, with that pressure. Velusovic?
Yep.
Velusovic on the hit, but on the recovery there was a heads-up play by the Pioneer lineman, because linemen usually are not turning their head backwards.
And there's that throw into the middle of the end zone. Wong couldn't find his man.
I think that was Evan Burkhardt again, number 4.
That's going to bring up 4th and goal from the 18. I mean, are you going for it? Are you kicking it?
Pioneers are going in the wrong direction here, and they're losing momentum and everything because all this does is makes the Eagles feel good.
He didn't even have an open man in
I was going to say, those deep passes aren't open tonight.
No, the Eagles secondary has been really good at swarming in on those passes or just having a feel for where they're going.
Well, the Eagles may not have big bodies up on the offensive line or defensive line, but they have athletes back there in the backside.
4th down now. Wong looking right.
Open.
He's got Farha in the corner there. Farha comes up with that touchdown, Pioneers.
You know why? He located the football. Number 19 for the Eagles never turned around and could locate the football. Ben Howell, he turned around and the ball was already falling down into Farha's hands. But look at the ball placement by Wong on this pass. Okay, not that pass.
less ball placement.
We
on
wanted
that
to
one.
make sure you were watching, Nick. And so
I was dialed into it, too. I was ready to go.
I didn't even show him a popcorn.
Extra point here for the Pioneers, and that's going to set them up 21-0 here as the first half is slowly coming to a close. 12 seconds to go here. And here we're going to get it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to wait. And you can see how Farha slowed down and Howell couldn't locate the ball. And he was, I don't know if he was just watching the player too much, but once the offensive player is slowing down, you got to, as a defender, turn around and locate the ball.
Well, and Howell knew it. You saw it immediately when he saw it and he caught it. Yes, he knew that he should have had that or knocked it away. He knew that he had to be a bigger part of that.
Well, that was a gut punch right there for the Eagles. I mean, because they were in a great position, 4th and forever for the Pioneers. That would have been a huge stop because didn't the Pioneers start with the ball after that long run by Farr on the 1 or something like that?
Yeah, and then just multiple penalties. The botched play by Wong, shouldn't say it's a botched play, fumble by Wong, and yeah, you're right.
And
that
good
was a big
defense
chance.
there for the Eagles coming in to force that fumble.
Pioneers still is adamant about this clump kickoff.
Yeah, and again, even late in the half, this is something that the Eagles aren't even really reacting, so I would bet we could see an onside kick later on in the game.
Probably squib this one away with only 12 seconds to go, or not.
Wow, put a foot into it. Got some room. Got some room. That Tibbetts? 17?
Yep, Jaden Tibbetts there on the return. Bounced off one Pioneer. And
bounced off
nice
one
job.
Eagle.
Yeah.
Let's watch this. I think 78 tried to help him after he bounced into him, too. He's like, here, let me redirect you upfield, sir.
Just a little forward motion here for you. Keep it going. Keep it going. Only 4 seconds to go here in this first half. And I know our camera guys are dying to get out of this rain here for a minute.
There's another penalty on the Eagles on that play. And that'll bring them back. And again, it doesn't make that much of a difference. It's only 4 seconds on the clock. But these penalties have to be something that Coach Smith addresses at halftime.
No, we haven't seen a great proclivity of them to go just hammer long throws. So whether they take a knee or hand it off to Schelkt here.
Yeah, it looks like this is just going to be taking a knee. After some of the snaps we've seen, though, this might not a casual play on alert.
Could be exciting one way or another. And it has been an exciting first half as the Pioneers hold a 21-0 lead. But Kevin Bryant, as you know, in homecoming in Ann Arbor, anything can happen. So stick around for second half action coming up shortly from CTN's Game of the Week.
Congratulations to CTN on its 50th year anniversary. I'm Barbara Lucas, producer and host for the former CTN program Green Room. Starting in August 2010, Green Room informed Ann Arbor residents of national and local environmental issues and through expert interviews provided tips and resources for eco-friendly living. It was an honor to host and co-produce this show that served the Ann Arbor community for over a dozen years. I really appreciate CTN for providing Ann Arbor residents the opportunity to produce their own TV programs. I hope CTN will continue this wonderful service, and I'm looking forward to its 60th anniversary, or even its 100th anniversary. Thanks, CTN.
welcome back everybody to Holloway Field, where, as you can see, the Pioneers up 21-0 on the Eagles. Kevin, can you break down that first half for me real quick?
A lot of rain, a lot of sloppy. not a lot of good things for the Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles victims of some penalties, just sputtering offensively, and the Pioneers just athletically look a lot stronger right now.
Yeah, even when the Eagles had an opportunity, it seemed like their offense just couldn't get going, and that was the biggest, discouraging factor for the entire team, because the defense and special teams, they were playing pretty solid.
Yeah, plays were made there, and then the special teams looked like they've got their act together, but man, that offense, we were talking at halftime, they've got to try something different, right? You've got to throw some sort of screen pass to one of your wide receivers, right? Jaden Tibbetts has got some speed. Michael Holmes has got some speed. Damos Velicevic, he's big and got some moves. Try to do something short out to them, maybe make something happen. It's wet out there. It's wet out there. That is advantage offense every single time. Get it out there and let them try to make a play. There's a little squibberoo there. The Eagles get that one, and again, the special teams looking pretty good, making those blocks up front. Different players on these returns, but everybody's getting a chunk of yards.
Giorgio on the return there, and to begin with, there was a penalty on the Pioneers. They were kicking the ball from their own 25-yard line. Hence, that gives some great field position for this Eagles. Now let's see what those orange slices did for them at halftime. What can they come out to and be successful with, Nick, in this second half? Because the Pioneers are on their way to looking like they're a playoff team.
The Pioneers, once again, that defense, so many men up in the box there. They got 7. They jumped a little early, though, I believe. A lot of them jumped a little early.
I mean that play, is a false start, of course, on the Eagles. But if we go all the way back to the huddle, number 3 comes running off the field. It looks like they had 12 men in the huddle. And then everybody's running down the field without the center snapping the ball. So obviously the second person, because the quarterback's the first person, should know. But the second person is the center who should know when snap count is.
Well, and you saw Velicevic there not only go past the line, not only make contact with somebody, but really try to give him everything he had afterwards.
This is straight Wildcat now, straight snapping right to the running back.
Shelk manages to pick up a few.
I apologize for mispronouncing his last name.
And it's just tough going right now for the Eagles to get some traction on this wet track. But it really starts with the play calling. Not a lot of variety of plays. And this late in the season, you would think that you would have a splash play, maybe unconventional call, because lining them up 11 on 11 isn't working out too swell.
Well, that box is full again of Pioneers, and Shelk gets the snap and tries to go up the middle, but when he's faced with 7, 8 Pioneers coming in there, he's got no shot.
He's got no shot, and it's really discouraging for the entire squad, because you're not really throwing a play call that has a high degree of success coming by running it up the gut.
Yeah, it feels over before it starts. And I wonder if even the Eagles are thinking that in the huddle.
Well, the Pioneers are definitely thinking that, because you got the linebackers in the backfield before the running back actually gets the ball.
No, the Pioneer defense is playing bully ball right now over those Eagles offensive linemen.
And we haven't seen enough of Tibbetts. He's been a guy that was doing some things last week. Another flag.
Another flag in the backfield. Shelton might have put that one on the turf. That one might have scooched out of his hands there.
It was a late whistle, too. And not sure if he was on the ground when that ball came out, but one official is pointing Pioneer ball.
The Pioneers are definitely convinced that they have it, and I saw one official point in the Pioneer direction.
It looks like there's an illegal shift on the Skyline Eagles on that play as well, too.
Purple gang going strong. going strong. They might have got down there. They might have got some of that Kona ice in them and kept them moving here.
They might have just been standing outside and got ice in them. Well, let's see if his knee is down, Shellick. You can barely tell. I mean, because right there, it looked like number 30 from the Eagles. He was in a great position to see if the ball came out, and he kind of reacted like Shellick was already down.
His feet came out from underneath him, but nonetheless, the Pioneers have the ball, and they've got that first play hiked away, and they've got nearly a first down on the first try.
Another penalty. Looks like an illegal shift on the Pioneers. These officials are picking up the steam on that tossing of the flag. Don't like to see that, Nick.
No, not right now. I mean, it's still wet out there. It's still raining. These kids don't want this thing unnecessarily dragged out.
Well, they got control over it. Get up to the line of scrimmage and don't cause an official to throw some laundry out. Now Pioneers in a 3 wide.
3 to Wong's right, and you still got a man in motion moving left. Gets it off to 23, but he's got nowhere to go. Nice defensive effort there by those Eagles. Great tackling, not to fall for that. I mean, that defender did a really nice job of keeping an eye on his hips and staying with him.
Yeah, you want to squat on the defensive end and watch the waist, because everything else can go all over the place, but the waist is where you can find the ball carrier. And good job by 24 for tracking him down.
Yeah, stuck with him. He still ended up getting maybe a yard or two, but that could have been a much bigger play with that shifty move he put on him.
And it looks like there was another penalty called, because it looks like the officials called a holding. Man, where did that come from?
Yeah, I'm not sure where that. I mean, just looking at that replay, it didn't seem to show up anywhere near the run play.
And it definitely looks like the head official, the ref, has a mic on, and maybe it's just drained from all the rain and condensation down there. But he keeps clipping at his neck, but we can't hear a darn thing.
He's got a very captive audience. Only a few captive audience members, unfortunately. Quick throw out, long to Farha.
Bye-bye.
Farha with just so much speed blasting out to that end. Really nice play again. Farha, just a lot of fun to watch. He can make things happen.
It seems like Coach Griggs can go that play anytime he wants to. He can just get Farha the ball and just watch him do his thing. I mean, because once Mallett gets the ball, he makes one guy miss, and then he puts it into top gear fast. Maserati speed.
And there was no doubt where that play was going. Wong got the ball and looked right at him and just shot it right to him.
Farha even sporting some of the original Pioneer colors on those socks.
Another hand up off the middle. Spin move to get through. Falls forward. Gets that first down for the Pioneers.
Noah Scher on the tackle. I'm going to use that term lightly because Scher looked like he got bowled over there.
He'll get credit for the tackle. There it is, coming left. Nice spin away to get rid of that first one, but you're right, he bowled right into Scher. And another handoff up to the left. Pioneers just moving forward.
Yeah, but it looks like Farha might get flagged on a penalty. He was blocking on the outside there, and it looked like he got a lot of jersey of number 9, Bailey. TJ Bailey came down to the ground. Easy call for the linesman. Have we had a play without a flag?
Not this half. This half's been slow motion. Clock winding down, 9:12 to go here in this third quarter. Thank you for joining us, everybody, and thank you so much to everybody that makes this broadcast possible. You've referenced our camera guys a couple of times. They
great job.
Are doing great out there.
Yeoman's work, isn't that what they call it?
That's what they call it.
No fingers left.
Another sweep by Farha. Why not just keep with him? And he busts it back into the middle. Slick move to dodge an entire Eagles squad coming up that right side. He cut back up the middle, and Farha with another touchdown, his second of the night.
Well, the big play here, I'm not sure who got that block on number 30. We can see it on this replay. But number 30 comes up and is right there ready for the tackle. And you can see 23 for the Pioneers with the huge block. And, of course, he's not on a roster. But 23, big play, big block, good job.
You loved everything you've seen from him so far tonight. He's been great running the ball, and he, even if he's not the featured person getting the ball,
helping out teammates.
Exactly, he's doing his job and helping someone else get the accolades there.
This big Brab's the biggest kicker we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, when your kicker's number 80, you know it's going to be a big kid, big foot.
Looks like he missed it wide, too. So he missed it, so it's going to be 27-0. Man, let's take a look again at that block, because, I mean, that block was huge on this play. And coming around, you can see, look at 30.
There he is.
Woo! And Farha saw it as well, because that's right when Farha took the ball and was like, okay, let me cut back up the middle.
Yeah, his eyes got wide when he saw him knock that down, and that probably got him that opportunity to get in the end zone.
I believe so. Whoa, fans kind of dipped out here in the second half over there.
Little sparse over on the Pioneer side there.
Do you blame them?
No.
And actually, that is actually not going to be a run. That's a pass. So that was a pass from Wong to Farha, because if that ball falls in the backfield, it's not a fumble. I love that call. More teams need to do that, because you get a guy like Farha that has wheels in motion and get him the ball going. You see that with the Dolphins with Tariq Hill.
Yeah, it's a nice safe play, and putting your skill position player into a chance for him to do something. Exactly right. And there we go. Skyline player, I think that David Wasson falls on that one. Smartly falls on that one. And we saw the Pioneer little fake.
Well, kind of squib kick action.
Yeah.
Well, they want you to react. And if you react, and we still haven't seen a team react, because every team is just sitting there waiting like, okay, just kick it. But I like the thought process by Brabs, though. Put that ball on the turf, let it bounce around, and make it difficult for the Skyline to scoop it up.
Oh, yeah, you never know what's going to happen out there right now. All right, looks like we've got a new player under center there for the Eagles. Misdirection there, and doesn't hand it off. QB keeper gets about back to the line of scrimmage.
It looks like that's Detweiler out there. He's not wearing 10 tonight. He's wearing 12. And, wow, good hands by Detweiler there. It looks like he was throwing the ball into the running back's hands, and he pulls it away, keeps it. And maybe Detweiler can move this offense down the field some, because, again, the offense is just not showing up today for the Eagles.
No, last week when we saw Detweiler get in, he aired it out a few times. He didn't have a ton of connections, but he made that secondary be aware of what was going on. And there's one more. There's a long throw up the middle. Man. And that was Manny Morrill Weston. He was out there. He was open. Looks like it bounced off his hands, but that could have been a big opportunity for the Eagles.
If I'm the Eagles, I want to do this more and more and more, because what do you have to lose? And what a pass by Detweiler. I mean, he throws the ball with the man hanging on it, basically. And look at the ball placement. Pretty good ball placement.
He just couldn't quite find that one. He was looking left shoulder. He was coming back to right shoulder. He didn't have his head up quite
enough. Tried to catch it over the shoulder, right?
It got him, though. I mean, and there was a lot of hang time to that. That ball went a distance.
Well, it did, and it kind of threw off the receiver because he had to slow down some.
Detweiler in again, 3rd and 9. Takes a couple of steps back on the run. Overshoots his man, Shelk there.
Looks like that'll caused the Eagles to bring out the punt team. But good thought process there by Detweiler to give himself a little bit more time by rolling a little bit to the right. Just didn't have enough follow through on that ball. And Coach Smith down on the sideline with Detweiler, just talking with him, just trying to work things out. I love that. A handshake from the quarterback. Must have agreed with what the coach said, right?
Certainly, that's exactly what was going on. Another low line drive punt. That one hits the turf and sticks like, I don't know, like my 8-iron coming in there onto the green. Just stops.
Yeah, but it was finally somebody yelling at 12 to get out of the way. We don't need another turnover by this ball bouncing funky and hitting somebody's hand. And that was Gary again. I think Christian Gary in the first half was by one of those punts, and the ball was bouncing by his feet.
Now that Pioneer offense still talking on the sidelines as something else is going on. Sounds like we had a personal foul call.
I heard personal foul call as well, too. And it only speculation, but it had to be after the play going towards the sideline.
It's a personal foul on the Pioneers. So that's going to push them back.
Skyline will have the ball, 1st and 10 on Pioneer 20-yard line. 7:58.
Oh, it's a mystery call for us up here. I'm not sure what.
We're still not privy to that official's microphone and/or speaker system. So yeah, we'll just guess. And there's Wong, as his man tosses up.
That Craig? We haven't seen Craig in all night.
Brought down at the 42-yard line.
Another flag on the play, though. And Tyler Craig, he got hurt earlier in the season. Had been out. We saw him get hurt on a kick return. I think that was against Dexter. Didn't see him anymore.
Yeah, Craig the senior, he's got some speed. He's got some size to him, too. He's listed at 185. He gets moving.
Yeah, and I think those refs are talking to each other on the microphone. You see him touching his throat and looking over at the side judge. They're calling that on one of the linemen being downfield. So a lineman can be 3 yards downfield. Okay, no lineman there. And I mean, you can see McCoy way up the field, but it's hard to tell from that angle.
It was tough to tell from that angle, but you could see Craig, I mean, once he got moving, you could see the flag fly in at the last second.
16 or 17-yard line.
There's the toss over there at the
late flag, to say the least.
Late and not amazingly placed for our likes out here.
And they're still marching it backwards. You know, sometimes one of my pet peeves is the officials show up to the game, but then they ask for parents from the sideline to come down and work the chains.
Right. There's Craig spinning around. I'm not sure where he went or what happened with the ball.
Oh, now late flag.
Another flag coming in there late, yes.
It's the official or the linesman on the Pioneer sideline. He's thrown so many flags, and he's thrown flags late. And so I really, you know, the play looks like it would, and now look at that. They're waving it off. See, I think our head official needs to get on his microphone and talk to the linesman and say, really? Craig just dropped that ball on the ground.
Right.
Nobody was around him.
He didn't even know where it went. It seemed like it just evaporated from his hands.
I wonder why they picked that flag up there. I mean, that was odd.
First and 19 now for the Pioneers. Man in motion behind Wong. Wong hands it off quickly. Gets it to 23. He's trying to push it forward, but the Eagles end up with one or two more men and the momentum against him drags him down.
Pet peeve number 2. Because in games like this, I get
Go
pet
on.
peeves.
We do have some time.
Why don't they blow the whistle sooner? The forward progress is stopped. And it's been chic in football the last 2 years to push people at push play. It's not a legal play. They need to get it out of football after the forward progress is stopped. So you're breaking a rule to allow some big linemen to get in there and push the power.
Well, and all that ever happens from that extra pushing is things get chippy or somebody falls and gets hurt.
That's the thing that's going to change that play when somebody important gets hurt.
And our guy 23 gets it out to nearly the 40-yard line, but a hailstorm of flags come into the play afterwards.
Boy, a lot of that lines judge right there is busy. That young guy is, I'm glad he's a young guy getting involved in officiating games because we need more young officials out there. But some of these old guys got to get in his ear.
Yeah, he's going to need some Asper cream on that arm afterwards.
Yeah, we don't call him all guy. Legal block in the back. Oh, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back for the Pioneers on this drive, right?
Yeah, I mean, their offense seems to be moving along nicely. They're clicking, they're making these plays, they're getting these chunks of yards, but they're marching it back just as much as they are pushing forward.
And wow, they're going back far. So even if a penalty, Nick, this year is behind the line of scrimmage, I kind of read on MHSAA that you mark it from where the play started, not if it's behind the line of scrimmage. You don't double penalize the offense by marking it back from the spot of the foul. That's just wild that we're seeing all of these plays go so far back.
3rd and 9 upcoming now. 6:15 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Long gets it, looks upfield, gets popped, absolutely smacked. And I'm not sure if he even saw that guy coming after him.
Well, it's a good thing that his arm was moving forward, and I really want to see the replay to see how much of his arm was moving forward, because that ball just popped up out of it. I mean, that's your call. I mean, that was a bang-bang play where the ball's coming out. It did look like his arm was moving somewhat forward, but wow, what a play by the defense for the Eagles. They really needed that stop.
They did, and now they'll have a chance to come back from, get the ball here. That one bounces some turf, but gets away nicely.
Probably smartly for the Eagles of getting away from that low line drive, because it was low to the ground, hard probably to scoop up.
Yeah, and giving that thing as much space as possible is definitely the way to go, because you don't want that skidding into your cleat or skidding off of your knee, and giving the Pioneers the ball back in a situation like that. And now the Eagles back out there again. I believe Detweiler out there again as quarterback.
There he is, number 12. So do you need to change cleats or anything like that when you're playing on this kind of surface?
I would say I don't believe so. I mean, it's still the same. Are you talking about with the rain?
With the rain in.
I wouldn't think so, but I don't know. That's a great question.
And Coach Smith is going to bring his boys over. Didn't like what he saw over there, so he's going to call a timeout. He needs to get those guys to hustle over on the timeout.
Right, you've only got so much time down there.
Those linemen are like, okay, I love 66. You see him bouncing in. He was skipping over, but everybody else was taking their own sweet time.
No rush. Unlike the rest of our games of the week here.
No more
Plenty
Dexter.
to rush at.
Jeez, no more Dexter. 50 burger, 50 burger, 50 burger. Look at that.
As mentioned, next week, October the 13th, likely will be city championship night there between Pioneer and Huron. We've got a little field hockey coming up, and then we'll wrap up this season with Pinckney at Pioneer back here at Holloway Field.
Yeah, well, this is going to be the first game, and I'm not going to jinx it, that we don't have a 50 burger. I mean, you saw that score. We had 50 burgers aplenty. I mean, every game we've done this year, we've had 50 burgers. We've had a lot of offense, and then you bring in some rain and a little bit of wind, and that'll slow it down a lot.
Hey, the night is still young. 27 points right now. Just under 6 minutes to play here in the third quarter.
Wait a minute, not another
Stranger
penalty.
things
Come
have
on,
happened.
you got to be kidding me. That was a timeout penalty.
Yeah, they haven't even spotted the ball yet.
I think that the linesman up there wants to put his name on this big golden key we have up here in the booth. Let's see here.
Detweiler. Detweiler chucked that one into the official middle there.
Yeah, it looks like that was Greens, number 3.
Coleman Grangs.
Well, let's see him right at the top of the screen right here. Right on the clap, it looks like he kind of flinched.
Yep. Like he flinch is a good word for it. He got down a little bit lower. So that'll put Skyline back another 5 yards. Detweiler not afraid to sling that thing into the middle. He's got his man who breaks away from 2 Pioneer tacklers before rushes headlong into 2 or 3 more.
Great job for 15.
Donovan Hill.
Oh, that's right. That was another name that we got added to the roster. And Hill comes up, but Detweiler, look at Detweiler in the pocket. A lot of poise and composure to find this man over the middle.
Yeah, and Hill, great job looking that ball into his mitts, shaking off those 2 dudes, and grabbed another chunk of yards there.
And it's good, because it's been decades right now since the Eagles have been over the 50-yard line. Good for them.
Detweiler back to pass again. He's bringing an awful lot to this Eagles attack.
And it looks like there was a flag on the play, and Donovan Hill was getting up off of the ground, and I wonder if one of the Pioneers ran into him down the field, because that's where the penalty flag came into play at. Let's look around the 35-yard line on the bottom of your screen here, if we can see it. And the flag's already there. But you can see that number 12 was sprinting away from Hill, and Hill was getting up shaking his head, so I'm kind of want to say that there was a legal contact on that play.
And Hill, the junior, who's new to this squad as of, I think, Coach Smith said 2 weeks ago. So he's going out there and he's making some plays, trying to carve his name out here.
Now the Eagles are knocking on the doorstep right outside that red zone.
And this is definitely the closest they've been to the end zone this game.
And it's by throwing the ball, not running the ball up the middle.
Detweiler, almost a nonchalant throw, a short arm throw into his man there, just a little bit too far though.
Detweiler took some damage after the end of the play. I'm surprised we didn't see a flag for roughing the passer. Watch this hit. After the throw, Detweiler took 2 more steps, but he ended up on the ground after that.
Yeah, that ball was well out of his hands, and the Pioneer player completed that play, and it sure seemed like that might have been a little late. I'm sure Detweiler doesn't appreciate it, but he's going right back at it here.
He's a gunslinger.
Yeah, he's really happy that they're asking him to go out there and just chuck the ball downfield.
Pioneers have backed off of sitting 9 players. As I say that, they send a blitz in.
And look at that turnaround catch and grab by Aiden Schelt.
Schelt was, Christian Gary was blanketing him. And to turn around and get that back shoulder catch, what a throw and play and completion of the play here.
just amazing concentration there by Schelk to turn around, to be aware of that ball coming in.
That's the biggest part, right? And to turn your head around, your whole body around to get it when your momentum's going the other direction. I mean, watch here, right where he turns around, he could see he eyeballed it all the way in. Almost basically, the ball caught him. That was such a well-thrown ball.
Perfectly thrown. Daniels was on the spot there. Detweiler sidearms it. Seems like he was just trying to keep that one nice and low so that no Pioneers were getting that one.
Well, did he have a backup camera on him? Because it looked like he felt that pressure coming in by Tyson Bowling coming in. And Bowling right after the end of the play. Watch this.
Yeah, he was all over him. He was ready to go after him. And it looks like we've got a timeout there now. But was that a Skyline timeout?
It was a Skyline timeout, and it's Coach Smith is definitely want to capitalize on this field possession. And what are we down to? Third down here, 3rd and 3. So you got a lot of options. Detweiler on the move could actually run with it or throw with it.
Yeah, maybe set him up. I mean, they're probably expecting a throw because that's all Detweiler's done. So if you could move some sort of naked bootleg for him, push things right, push a bunch of players right, and have him just turn back and take a look and see what happens.
Yeah, give him a little RPO action. I mean, we're going back and forth with our social media. We do Twitter, we do X.
A little bit of everything. And, of course, the Instagram. The Instagram page is always coming along nicely. I like all the behind-the-scenes stuff that goes on. Down on the field, in the truck, up in the cameras. Like it's
Get
great.
a chance
it's a
to meet the people that are bringing you these great shots.
All right, 2nd and goal from the 30-yard line. 4 wide, but I think they're going to call either a false start or an illegal formation.
Yeah, and Schelk was going right up under center. That was a wildcat formation, and that was after a timeout. I'm not sure if that's a play you want to use when you're that close to the goal line, and Detweiler has been successful.
Yeah, to take him out of the mix, they've got a good thing going between him and the center. Then you throw in this extra wild card situation, and that's just going to make things all the more difficult when you're so close to pay dirt.
Well, sometimes you get a little bit too fancy for your own self, and I think calling a timeout and doing the wildcat formation a little bit too fancy in that instance.
All right, 2nd down and goal now from the 8-yard line. The Eagles.
Another false start. How do you do a delay a game after a penalty?
Well, we just saw it.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I've not seen it too often. We can mark that one down.
Fast clock too. I mean, we barely were turning around, and next thing you know, there's another penalty flag flying in the air.
All right, 13-yard line now. Goal to go for the Eagles. Detweiler shakes a couple of guys, but there's just too many dudes all over him.
Well, it's still one more down for the Eagles because it's now 4th down, right? No, is it 3rd?
This will be 3rd, I believe.
So many penalties. It's
tough to keep track. You got to hash mark everything off every single time. And now we've got an injured player. We've got an injured Eagle on the near side here.
Is that Detweiler?
Just underneath of where our graphic is.
It looks like it's the QB. And the QB did get tackled kind of hard on that last play.
Yeah, I mean, he was running over the sideline under his own power, but he just kind of like dropped and rolled. And I don't know, it seems like he's looking at his hand, or he's got maybe a wrist issue.
Yeah, he's looking at his hand, and I wonder, did the McCoy fall on it a little funny while he was running, and that's unfortunate, his passing hand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and he ran into, there were 3 or 4 Pioneers there. It very easily could have knocked into a helmet or maybe just fallen in an unfortunate way. Detweiler's not even looking at, well, now he is, but before he was looking away. They're taping him up, though. He wants to get back out there.
Well, he could take his time because he's definitely going to have to take a play off. He can't go right back in.
It seems like they're wrapping up his wrist there, not so much his hands, not so much his fingers. And the Eagles breaking huddle, heading out there now.
It looks like number 6 is going to line up at the QB.
Hannah's back out there again. Edson Hannah's back at it. He's got 3 wide to his left, 2 to his right. And if he can just get himself a solid 2-3 seconds.
Just nobody in the backside for the Pioneers. Toss it up, young man.
He is brought down with authority down to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, McCoy just comes right through.
Gibson makes the sack on the blitz.
I call it, is that Gibson?
Yes.
66 is not on the.
I mean, he just ran him down. He got through there immediately and ran him down, brought him down 2 hands, slammed him down into that turf.
Well, it helps when you don't get blocked. And, you know, that right there was just a miscommunication, I want to say, by the Eagles' offensive line. And now Detweiler's back in the gun.
4th and a long way to go to goal from the 20, from the 26. He saw his lineman. I think that was just, hey, I can maybe throw to this guy. This guy's open. Let me toss it over to him. But probably not realizing that was number 66.
And that'll be an intentional grounding pass because the quarterback was well within inside the box. And it is a loss of down penalties. So that isn't one that you can go ahead and get back.
And I mean, look at Gary just come in off that. Nobody
Gary
touched
knew
him.
the play. I mean, the snap count. I mean, he was running top speed when the ball snapped.
And the Eagles were as close as, what, the 3-yard line, the 4-yard line getting in there?
And then they got fancy with it. They brought in that wildcat play, fumble. And then you had penalties. And yeah, man, I really wanted the Eagles to get in the end zone that time. They really crossed the 50-yard line, and Detweiler led them down the field.
Yeah, and it's got to be frustrating to not only not have anything to show for it, but just to be pushed back so far. The Pioneers are going to take over here. Misdirection there. Farhat first, now back to 23. Nobody in front of him, and he makes a move inside, outside before eventually getting knocked out of bounds.
It's just great blocking, right? Because on the edge there, the linemen are still going downfield in lane blocks.
And look at him bounce off that last Eagle right there at the end.
Well, he was sniffing that end zone out. The
Sure
Pioneers are definitely looking to add to their stat sheet now.
Pioneers keeping with that misdirection on that last play again, putting Farha in motion, putting 23 in motion. There's Farha in motion again. Wong looking up the middle. High rainbow pass up in the air.
Great defense. Was that picked? Oh, it was so close to getting picked off there off of the tip.
That one touched turf, but once again, the secondary of this Skyline Eagles team is looking pretty stout. They seem to have a good eye for the ball.
Even in this rain, the downpour, you can see the ball hangs up just a tad bit and just enough for Hill to get his hands back in there and knock that one away.
Second down now for the Pioneers. Wong from the shotgun.
Spread offense, really?
Yeah.
Another false start.
So that'll be another 5 yards back for the Pioneers. Yeah, not doing themselves any favors down there.
No, and it's just kind of odd, too, for the Pioneers to be in a spread formation with it being up so much on the clock. And that's another pass, push pass.
Less successful than the last time. Eagles seem to be hip to that play.
And good job there on the tackle, number 25 for the Eagles. And yeah, that was just a lot of team tackling there. Made it very difficult for 23 to find any kind of opening.
Yeah, the Eagles boxed him up, and between that secondary players and some of their linebackers, they were out there, and they boxed him up nicely.
Still don't see a line over that Kuna ice truck.
No, I don't think you're going to. I don't think you're going to get a run on that this evening. I could be wrong. That one flutters out of Wong's hand, and I wonder if that one just sailed on his fingertips. It seemed like it came out just wrong. I don't have another way to describe it.
It looked like he had two people open, too, in the vicinity.
Yeah, there it was.
And wrong is what you said. Yeah. That was the winner of the worst pass of the night.
Yeah, unfortunate. It's still slippery out there. It's slick.
A little bit.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem.
That's the first time we saw a pass like that in all this rain, though, right?
Yeah, the first really bad one, the first really rough one. 4th down now for the Pioneers. They're going for it. They'll be looking downfield. Wong gets away, trying some magic, bouncing around.
Wow. Whoa, there's a big hit on 7. Oh, and that'll be a first down. Poor decision by the Eagles.
And the Eagles did such a great job of bottling Wong up, not letting anything happen. That secondary did an excellent job of covering all those wide receivers downfield. They made Wong run left. They made him run right.
Easier said.
Yeah.
But, Wong's going all over the place, and there was a block in the backfield. I thought there was going to be a penalty. But this is well outside of the bounds. And to not understand the down and distance in that instance, man, you gotta know what's going on if you're a player out there on the field, because you just reset the clock for the Pioneers on this drive.
Yeah, the Eagles have had a lot of painful penalties, but that might be number one right there.
Oh, wow.
So the horse collar.
Now they call it, right?
Yeah. So that's going to move the Pioneers up to the 10-yard line. So they'll have 1st and goal. Wong hands it off left to 23. 23 fakes going inside, trying to get outside.
Wow, great tackle.
Strong effort there at the end. I think that's Datavian Hines again. We've called his name a few times tonight.
Hines has put in a good effort tonight.
Good effort tonight and still going strong. Here's that last horse collar.
Wow, look at this. And watch Broderick Thomas come in, or Broderick Smith come in. Oh, no, he's undressing him. Why are you undressing him, son?
Now, Pioneers looking in on their sideline. See Coach Griggs over there sending in, presumably, what the next play is going to be here.
Yeah, and you would think that they would be trying to work some of the clock, because the clock is moving and ticking down. This could be the final play of the quarter.
Goes with that spread offense again. Farhad in motion. And Wong throwing it to the corner, but I don't think his guy knew it was coming. I don't think Micah Powell knew that they weren't on the same page.
No, because Powell's back was to the quarterback. And again, it didn't look like Wong had a good grip on that ball. Watch how it just flutters out of his hands and it floats.
And I wonder if that might have even been a timing thing, because Powell was still going to that corner, just not quite the way that
maybe
Wong
the ball
wanted
thrown
it.
too early.
Yeah, it could be. 4th and goal. I think the Pioneers are trying to get the Eagles to come off sides. Long gets it to 23 right away. He tries to break free outside, skips one man, stops, stutters, but nowhere to go. The Eagles surround him and take him down and stop the Pioneers from scoring.
Good job there by the Eagles of stretching that play out and leaving Wong no room over there on the edge.
Yeah, I think one of the big bright spots has been this Eagles secondary. They seem to be bottling up those defenders nicely. They're staying on their man, or whether it's the zone defense that they're playing a little bit.
And batting balls down on the backside as well, too. You're right.
Yeah, one positive takeaway for the Eagles here tonight. And now Skyline will start over with the ball on their 9-yard line. Long way to go.
Long way to go, but you got a quarterback that can air it out, so you definitely, hopefully we'll see Detweiler dropping back here in this instance. Here comes some pressure.
Hand off to Shell.
Looks like the ball came loose.
Ball came loose, and all the Pioneers say that one's ours.
Shellick looks like he's a little bit banged up on that play.
Yeah, he was getting up real slow. He's taken a lot of hits tonight. I mean, he's carried the ball many times this evening, and he's taken a lot of big hits. A lot of big hits short of the line of scrimmage, too.
That's an unfortunate position for the Eagles to find themselves in, giving the ball up down here. And you can see the ball well out in advance, and looks like 74 was the Pioneers lineman, defensive lineman, that fell on that one, and that is Samuel Frost.
All right, Pioneers back at it. 14 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Everybody in motion.
See,
Wong
that's
gets
what
up
I saw
under center.
before, a shift, yeah.
Wong under center. He pushes forward. He's into the end zone for his second touchdown on the ground.
I love all of what Coach Griggs there, the bells and whistles. It just made everybody think about what was going on, and then it just confused the defensive lineman.
And then at the end of the day, you still do the simplest thing possible.
Just a quarterback sneak, and this isn't a short quarterback sneak either.
No, he did a nice job of seeing exactly where his blockers were opening that hole for him and where he had an opportunity to go.
And the Eagles haven't had a lot of defensive linemen with their hands on the ground and really trying to clog up that middle. So it might have been one of those opportunities where the quarterback just saw the opening and took it himself.
Yeah, whether it's the quarterback or the coach, knowing that that's a thing that's been happening, you called it all night long. Pioneers going for two, trying to get it back up to 35. Bad snap. Wong still finds it, tosses it into the end zone, finds his man wide open, and that's a 2-point conversion for the Pioneers, and they will go up 35-0.
That Evan Burkhardt it looks like it on the reception, but what a play by Kalen Wong to, scoop up that well, I'm not going to say bad snap because it looked like it hit him in his hands, but the composure of the quarterback to get his wits and to turn around and locate his man immediately downfield.
Yeah, he turned around, looked up, and just saw Burkhardt there and hit him.
So that'll flip the quarter.
Now still 11 seconds to go.
Wow.
There it is one more time. Burkhardt's so just wide open. Just wide open, Evan Burkhardt.
It's like he was a little bit bigger than everyone else back there.
I mean, he is too. Surely we will see another Pioneer
fake onside kick,
fake, whatever you want to say. I mean, at this point, you're up 35-0. We're about to get that running clock. You really don't think that they're gonna kick an onside kick here.
Let's see if the jinx is at it. Oh man, I had money on you.
Didn't see that.
I had money on you.
There we go. Now we'll spread it out to a little bit more of a normal formation. And this one's gonna go away. Squibbed it in.
Uh-oh.
Bounced right off the front lineman up there. And I believe the Pioneers came up with that one as well.
That's why you do that, right? You lull them to sleep, and then you bang it off of the chest of one of the up men. Great job by Brabs.
Brabs put a heck of a foot into that, and yeah, that first player that just seemed like he didn't have any clue that was coming after him.
Brabs, the kicker, is also the receiver.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he was facing the ball coming at him. I don't know if he didn't see it or.
But after
couldn't get away.
so many times of that fake kick, it lulled him to sleep.
And that will do it for that third quarter. We're not asleep. We are ready to go for fourth quarter action. Stick around. We'll be right back with CTN's Game of the Week.
The clock will run continuously except for timeouts.
Catch up on FYI and other CTN programs at a2gov.org/watchctn.
And welcome back, everybody, to CTN's Game of the Week. Fourth quarter action about to get started. The Pioneers, after there's so many efforts with that onside kick, that kick clump, they've got something to show for it now, and they've got the ball back up at about their 45-yard line.
That made the special teams coach very happy.
And there's Brabs, who was the instigator of that special teams play, gets the catch, puts forward up about 15, 16 yards. And the Pioneers are working again. Their offense is looking really nice. Once they can get that momentum going, once they can go 2-3 plays without some sort of penalty.
And here you can see Wong immediately is finding Brabs, and a good job by blocking downfield for the lineman, finding Eagle to put a hat on. And it's just a great job by Brabs, too, falling forward, getting a couple extra yards.
Clock moving away, Wong. Pioneers in that spread offense again. Wong, a couple of steps back, steps forward. Makes the men miss before he slides down to the 20-yard line.
Heady quarterback. He kept two hands on the ball. Looks like the Kuna ice truck is leaving the building,
They're
folks.
done?
I'm sorry, I had to stop in mid-sentence, and there's no Kuna ice anymore by the concession stands. That was huge play, too. But I had, replays and Kuna ice, I had to pick one.
Yeah, come on, Kona Ice. No one likes a quitter, and this game is not over yet. Colton Wong's still in there. He ain't quitting.
Nah.
He's still going strong. He's still going hard. Doing everything that they're asking of him. He's getting the ball back there. He's looking around. He's looking to throw. He's making those throws. Running when he needs to. Making plays out of nothing here and there. Making a big case for himself to sign a key. And there's Wong one more time into the end zone, falling down, but no, and we've got a penalty on that.
You're going to say pass interference on that? That is an iffy call, and that official has been busy on that sideline all game long. Let's take a look at this, though. Was there contact while the ball was in the air? That's what we're going to be looking for. So the ball's thrown up, defender turns around, and I don't understand how that penalty can stand. And you can see right now on the field, the Pioneer defender talking to the official saying, what else can I do?
Morrill Weston had his hand on him, but it wasn't to the degree of drag him down.
Well, and he was turning
down.
back and looking at the ball, even though that's not a thing in high school sports. You don't need to turn around and locate the ball. I mean, he can face guard all he wants. The offensive player was falling. And if you can see the offensive player is falling, Brabs is falling. And I think that's 14, not 15 Hill. But again, that play is unfortunate, let's just say, for the Eagles.
Yeah, unfortunate is the best word for it. It certainly, yeah. If you want to call that, fine, I guess, right? But it just seemed
A little extra. I mean, sir, and not egregious.
Not by any means.
It didn't change the outcome of the play at all. And only thing it did is get that official a little bit extra CTN Sports face time.
Well, and it happened right in front of him, so you've got to think that he sees that in a way that I guess we don't.
You can.
And there's Tyler Craig once again with the ball with the carry. Seen Craig a few times tonight, like what we're seeing from him. Very quick feet. Get those legs moving.
And good for Coach Griggs to get him back involved into the action and some live play. I mean, coming into this matchup, the Pioneers really, I kept saying that they, looking forward to their first playoff berth, their remaining schedule, including these Eagles, the record against the teams that they're going to play is only 4-14. So, I mean, the best team that this Pioneer team will play is next week against those River Rats.
Long gets that one, hands that off to 23 with a head of steam coming in. Tough to bring down, just tough to bring him down. The Eagles managed to do that just about the 3-yard line. Yeah, that'll be an interesting challenge next week for the Pioneers, seeing Huron. Huron's got that tough defense, but they've got some offensive players that play really strong. They're quick, they're athletes. They love to try to put up some points on the board.
Should be a game of the week.
Maybe it will be. Weird.
I like that. And that's the toughness of the Eagles defense. Even down by what they are, they're still coming up and still trying.
Yeah, they're doing their best. They're out there. They're wet. They're already tired, cold. So they're going to go and try to get one more hit on these Pioneers. Try to get one more good tackle, one more big play.
The cheerleaders still got a couple fans that cheer for over there.
Yeah, the Purple Gang going strong.
Oh, Black Al. I saw only one person in the stands with a blanket. Oh, that looks like a cramp, Mr. Detweiler. Come help him. That leg is not moving.
Yeah, and Detweiler's just got to be frustrated between legs cramping up now, whatever happened with his wrist hand on the play, last play by the Eagles. Yeah, it's just all coming unglued for him right now.
Oh, yeah, he's probably got some issues with some of the Pioneers too.
Yeah, maybe
their defenders have been, in his grill since he came into the game. Take over for Hannes.
Yeah, he's ready to come up there. He says, "Yeah, that's good. I'm good. I can make it off now." By the time he gets to the sideline, he'll be about full speed.
He tried to kick it in gear, and that muscle said,
a little too early. Yep.
Can I get a Gatorade?
Yeah, just as much H2O as possible, please. Get me hydrated. Now, after all of these last few plays, the Pioneers coming up on 4th down.
Playbook wide open for Wong.
See that Skyline defense backing off just a little bit. Direct snap into 21, and he turns the corner, and it looks like he has gotten the end zone. Touchdown Pioneers. That's Houston McCoy, I believe.
Well, everybody getting into the action now.
Plenty of names on the sheet right now. Plenty of names down there.
And I'm trying to take over your nickname because I said no 50 burgers and we're at 41.
dangerously close. With things running down.
These Eagles need to help a brother out up in here in the booth. Yeah, they're gonna stop calling us to games if we show up in blowouts every time.
Just a lot of points scored. And the Pioneers here going for 2.
And they get it.
Easily. I think that's Evan Burkhardt again.
Yeah, he got the first 2-point conversion, yeah.
Exactly right. So that'll put the Pioneers up 43-0. I guess I just
Why do you go for 2 there? Why do you go for 2 there?
It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Unless they are trying to reach that magic 50 number.
Yeah, because it's right in play now, but wow. I mean, good pass again from Wong.
Well, a great cut there. Great slant run by Burkhardt, too.
I mean, the inside release by the receiver. Very difficult for that defender to get over top. Is there a smattering of fans out there?
Smattering is probably the perfect word for who's out there.
Because you got the student sections are not leaving. They're not going to leave.
No. They're the diehards. They ain't going anywhere. But yeah, that's the real hardcore fans out there. That's the real hardcore moms and
dads.
Those
are boosters.
Those are the boosters. I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
All right, so Brad banged it off of somebody before. I would have to say, if I'm the Eagles coaching staff, you got to get these guys on alert for the special teams.
Well, I mean, the Eagle player on the previous one, he had his head turned to the ball.
He was running back to block.
Yeah.
And then now you finally see some of the players move up a little bit for the Eagles.
But you still got that first line of defense who's got to be ready, got to have their head in the game. Grabs that one low, Squibber.
Oh, there it goes. Oh, it's bouncing and behaving. Come on, Tibbetts.
They called him out of bounds, but man, that was close. That was real close.
He idled down to tiptoe down the sidelines, and it looked like he almost got in, but.
And Tibbetts made a lot out of very little on that one. I mean, that one bounces off one person.
It's a perfect squib
off
kick.
His hand. It really was. It took Tibbetts a minute to get it. He bounces off a dude.
And he almost at the corner there and won. This is next step. It was that next step. It was that next step that came out of bounds. I think it was his inside leg when he was trying to get the leverage upfield. Man, and it looks like another penalty. They're marking it backwards.
So maybe a block in the back, but even
I couldn't have told there. How could have been a block in the back there? I mean, he did turn the field and go the other way. Is that what you're thinking, maybe?
No, I mean I guess that's the only thing it could logically be. But everything was so spread out that when he did make that turn, I don't think anybody exactly.
He looked open.
Exactly. I didn't see a lot of contact. I didn't see a lot of meeting of the minds there between players.
Detweiler's got those cramps away, but he's still limping a little bit in the backfield after that throw.
Yeah, Detweiler just working against a lot of things there.
Toughing it out. I love it. Especially if you didn't start the game and you get in the game, there's no way you want to come out of the game.
No, exactly. This continues to be your chance to show off what you can do. Show your coaches, show everybody in the stands, like, this is what I bring to the table, and this is how our offense can look differently.
And another person that he's showing this to is his team.
Yep.
And they can rally around him and get some confidence around him as well.
Detweiler again going long up the middle, off hands, and he pulls that down, Velucevic. And that's a big reception by Demos Velucevic.
Demo, get up, Demos.
That's the pass.
He is a little slow to get up.
Yeah, but great concentration on that to make that catch. I mean, that ball was bouncing, and you could see a good ball thrown by Detweiler as well, too.
Yeah, Detweiler sidewinds that one in, almost a perfect spiral into him. And Delicevic, he's bigger than those other defenders down there. He goes up there and he brings it down.
And when Delicevic was trying to get up is when that cramp set in. He does make it on his own power to the sideline now.
Detweiler again shuffling those feet, throws another big one into traffic. I feel like that might be one of the problems Detweiler has. He zeroes in on a player and he tosses it down there regardless.
If he's covered or not, because there's double teaming going on over there on that play. Received the ball a little bit underthrown, and I was kind of looking for a flag out of all the flags we've seen on receivers, because the offensive player definitely got shoved a little bit by two defenders.
Yeah, that, like you said, of all the flags we've seen tonight, that one wouldn't have been crazy.
Wouldn't have questioned that at all.
And you know, if you're the Eagles, you're like, hey, you know, how about one for us?
Yeah,
how about you toss us a little something here? Detweiler back again. Nobody downfield except for that flag. Detweiler finds a way to get open, but he shuffles off a big hit. Wow, Detweiler got popped, shook it off, spun away, kept going forward.
What did this linesman, the near linesman, call? Because it was a receiver in the area. Did she call it defensive holding? No.
Are they waving it off?
They throw flags and then they decide if it's a penalty?
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah, right? Hey, they didn't make it forward on this play, so let's pick up the flag.
Better safe than sorry for the officials this evening.
You can see Coach Smith too. He's just jawing on the sideline, and a lot of the action was at the officials in the back because, like, to your point, what about some of these calls for us?
Yeah, give us a little something here. Give us a little something to build on. We're getting hammered here. Also getting hammered there. That's Aaron Medziga with a big wrap up and tackle and bring down there.
And you said that Detweiler does this sidearm action, but look at the placement of the ball. He puts it in a good spot.
Yeah, he really
puts it in a real good spot.
He
Unfortunately,
really did.
Levin was right there too.
And that's Micah Holmes with one of the first receptions we've seen from him tonight, and he gets just a face full of Pioneer for his efforts.
Yeah, unfortunately, he had no shot at advancing that ball for any kind of run after catch.
But I think he knew it too, so good on him for sticking with it, making the catch and holding on to it right.
Good decision here by this QB.
Detweiler just turns it on, and he's going to pick up the first down. Detweiler making things happen for these Eagles here with 2:45 to go.
It'd be nice if they can get this ball into the end zone because they really have been battling here in this fourth quarter. And this offense has really moved a lot better since Detweiler's come into the game.
Yeah, that'd be something big for them to finish strong. Also finishing strong this evening are all of our camera guys out there. Mike Koski, Jelani Embry, Katsumi Tim Nagai, everybody out there just freezing their butts off, getting soaked, and bringing you all these great shots, all these images. We got Ken Simpson on audio replay this evening. Thank you, Ken. And, of course, director Rob Cross in the truck. Kevin Bryant over there. I'm Nick Wisniewski, and that is possibly another first down for the Eagles.
Oh, man, look at Coach Smith. He's halfway out on the field. He's loving his quarterback. What a drop on this pass, and it's coming right towards you. Good adjustment on the ball as well, too, but catching 1 foot in, that's all you need to do. Toe tap drag.
Yeah, great job bringing that in. And Detweiler seems to be in a real rhythm right now.
Yeah, he's gaining a lot of confidence. And, you know, Coleman Greens was the reception on that recipient of that pass. Detweiler took some business after that hit. And it doesn't look like actually there is no penalty on the play. And we're at 1 minute left in the game.
we've still got that rain coming down out there, so we might not actually hand this key off to somebody, but it's tough to give it to anybody other than Wong tonight, right? Like, oh, and there's Detweiler.
He was down there.
Yeah,
on that
he was
play.
down.
Yeah, I would say so too, Nick. I mean, the quarterback for the Pioneers did a great job of really directing his offense down the field, scored a couple times on the ground with his legs, as well as throwing some very good timely passes to Farha and Brabs.
And he came up big on some third down plays as well. So when they needed him, he was making those passes.
And we have his name on the key already.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
We just put a check mark next to it.
Yep, underline it or something
there
like that.
There you go.
Yep. And now only 46 seconds to go, and as we were jabbering, hard to believe that there was another penalty. Hard to believe that happened.
Okay, Detweiler, let's end this one with a TD.
Yeah, I think these Eagle faithful are thinking much the same. Third and goal from the 20 upcoming for the Eagles. Not an easy task, but Detweiler's arm can handle it. And there he is, cuts it up the middle, breaks it left.
He's got it.
He's going to get in there.
Yeah,
touchdown for the Eagles. Detweiler finds pay dirt, and the Eagles get on the board this evening. Yeah, good for them, man, right?
Oh, it's awesome.
Good for them. They're happy. You know, Detweiler comes in there. He shows what he can do.
And you can see the sideline for the Eagles. That made their day. I mean, after battling through all of this rain, battling through this team, jumping up and down on the sidelines when you're down like that, that's why you play the game. I mean, just the joy of the sport of playing with your fellow teammates.
Yeah, you're exactly right on that, right? Like, just these are kids playing the game, and they're having a good time, and to put that exclamation point on an otherwise pretty unfun evening.
It was an ugly night.
That's great for them. That's great for them. That's great for him, and he definitely deserves that one.
And one more flag day in the night. It looks like that's going to be a legal procedure because it looks like 78 was trying to meander his way out onto the field for the Eagles. A little bit after the play was that's Zach Huber.
You've had some great spot-on words tonight, and meander out to the field is probably that's your exclamation point right there. That's your Detweiler touchdown because that's exactly what it was.
Man, I wish we had a shot of the sideline between Coach Smith and Detweiler. Coach Smith just gave him a huge hug on the sideline. Detweiler, I'm sure he's earned some more additional playing time throughout the season.
Yeah, maybe they'll see a little bit more of him for these last few weeks. And that kick is up and good. Pioneers now lead 43-7.
Wow. Now they got flags out on the field as well too.
A couple of flags tumbling out there. And they might be waving it off again. That's the thing that they do.
Yeah, they should just wave it off and call it a game, right?
Just wave it off. You know what though? Honestly, let them kick it away. Maybe they can do some onside kick. Maybe they can do it the head fake.
I think the refs just want to get out of here a little bit sooner than everyone else because, you know, they didn't make too many friends tonight.
And that is it. That will do it. Even though, well, the clock is running down, 8 seconds to go, but both teams out there to shake hands as they should. Kevin Bryant, a big night for the Pioneers, big win for the Pioneers as they're moving forward, marching towards the playoffs as these players are marching towards each other in the handoff.
And we didn't get a 50 burger.
It was close though. We tried. They certainly tried. Thank you everybody for joining us for CTN Sports Game of the Week from Holloway Field. I'm Nick Wisniewski for Kevin Bryant. We'll catch you next time on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
You know what else they keep on the top shelf besides the goals?
What's that, man?
The peanut butter.